Welcome back to the Proper Football Podcast, where every week we're going to give you the updates, news, and announcements of all things football. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. We're going to talk about the EPL, some games in there, and the fight for the top four, I guess you can say, and the title. We'll talk about Serie A, Champions League. I mean, there's so much to talk about. But before we get into any of that, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's super important, and it lets us know that you're liking the content that we're putting out. So like, share, subscribe, and also leave your comments in the comment section. If you're watching this on the audio versions of the podcast streaming platforms, give us a 5-star review, leave a comment, and share with your friends. So I guess we'll get right into it with the EPL newscast with some of the EPL games that happened. We had the early kickoff, first game, one of the biggest games. Man City and Liverpool, 1-1 draw. Burnley fall to West Ham at home, 2-1. West Ham gets the win. Luton gets a surprise win against Crystal Palace at home, 2-1.
Their first win.
Their first win of the season. Wow, things are getting spicy in the relegation zone. Chelsea have a tough time at St. James Park by losing 4-1 to Newcastle. And Nottingham Forest cannot get a win against Brighton. They lose 2-3 at home.
All right, we have Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. They lose 3-1. We have Brentford versus Arsenal. Arsenal take it 1-0. We have Spurs and Aston Villa. Aston Villa wins 2-1. We have Everton and United. United come up with a clean sheet 3-0. And Garnacho scores an amazing goal.
Outrageous.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful, fantastic goal. And Fulham wins against Wolves 3-2.
Interesting stuff, man. A bunch of, surprises and some blowouts, some close games. I guess we'll talk about one of the biggest games. Everything kind of focused around this game, City versus Liverpool. So Liverpool go to the Etihad, and they pull up with a draw, 1-1. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a bad result. As a Liverpool fan, I expect a lot more because I understand, what they can do. But, I mean, you take the positives out the game, and it's not a bad result, I guess. You're coming against Man City, treble winners, but, take 1 point. And I got to agree with Klopp. I mean, he said it was an okay game. Hope you're liking our video so far. Like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. And that's how I felt about the game.
Yeah, especially a team like Liverpool that's rebuilding, kind of in the rebuilding stage, losing a lot of players, pretty much your whole midfield, Mane, Bobby Firmino. For me, I would say this more feels like a win than a draw for Liverpool because you're playing against the Champions League winners, the best team in the world. The team that won the Premier League last year, and you come up with a draw against with a team that might not be up to par as far as talent wise. You guys have some injuries. I think you guys played well, and it was more of like a tactical battle, like a game planning thing. Who can outsmart who as far as coaching?
So, as far as playing style, first half, I didn't think Liverpool played the best. Second half was a different story. They played better second half. But first half, what I've noticed was Jeremy Doku, causing problems on the left-hand side against Trent. And, Trent, as much as I like him, teams are starting to understand, he's the weak link.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think Tsimikas being the guy that doesn't get much game time, they'll be like, all right, let's play on that side. No, they're playing on the side, a side that a guy plays week in and week out. And I think that's a part of his game that he needs to improve in, and he knows that.
Yeah, he knows that. And I think Klopp knows that because if you saw – they were forced, like Doku, you know how he plays. Very direct, straight, one-on-one. I think he has one of the most take-ons in the league when you match up the minutes. But you can see Trent was like, all right, come this way. You come this way. To kind of force him one way, either inside or outside. It's going to be a team game. And I think that's a great way to defend someone like that because that's not someone you want to defend one-on-one all game.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get City on a fast track to start scoring. So I think the game plan worked well. It did take away from some of their attacking abilities. You saw Szoboszlai having to help out a lot, Salah having to drop in a little bit to help out with those defensive frailties, I guess you can say, from Trent. But, hey, for a 1-1 draw, you take a point against the champions is not bad. And Klopp and Pep, I think they felt the same.
Yeah. 6 combined EPL league titles between the two teams. Liverpool taking 1 and City obviously taking 5.
That's pretty even.
Yeah, but
fair play to you guys because you guys are really the only ones giving them proper competition. I know Arsenal came up a little close last year, but it's nothing compared to Liverpool really putting up a fight till the last match.
Yeah, I mean, what I can remember, there was one time City had to play against Brighton until the last day. They had to go get that win.
Aston Villa.
No, I think it was Brighton. They beat Brighton like 5-1 or something like that.
Wasn't there another game?
Yeah, there was probably another game too, but
no, I'm saying another year.
Yeah, another year.
See what I'm talking?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened that year, but all I know is there's been 2 years that Liverpool came short 1 point, and I would say Liverpool's been the team to, push Man City and make Man City better as well.
Right.
I gotta say though, one thing that actually concerns me too is Alisson and his ability on the ball. I think he's better when he's trying to boot out a ball to somebody, for a breakaway. But the ball on his feet is a scary thing, and that's how City got to score a goal too. Actually, no, matter of fact, I lied. He tried to boot out the ball, and he didn't do it properly.
He slipped or something, didn't he?
I don't know if he slipped or whatever, but regardless of the point, he messed up.
Right.
And there was a couple times, Curtis Jones passing the ball back to him, which I thought was a little bit dangerous.
That was a scary moment.
And, like I said, Alisson not good on his feet, and he's going to give the ball away. Oh, and Foden, the first one, he gave it to Foden, and Foden almost, made something out of it.
Yeah. And that's the difference. I still think Alisson's the best goalie in the world right now, despite all his mistakes on the feet, which we are well aware of. But that's the difference between Ederson's comfortability on the ball and Alisson, because you can see on the other side, Ederson, he doesn't get the ball much, but when he gets it, it's poised, it's comfortable, it's confident. And that's something Alisson has to take away. I know he got a little injury. He's going to be out for a week or two. Klopp has confirmed, but I don't know. It's kind of scary. It seemed like he was getting saves rather than making the saves. I know the first goal probably could have been a save up to his standards and maybe getting a little lucky with the VAR or the referee. Do you think that was a penalty or not?
What are you talking about?
Not a penalty, a foul on Alisson, like what Ruben Diaz.
I mean, regardless, if a player's jumping on top of a goalkeeper, it's a foul. It looked weak. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it looked weak.
I agree.
But you don't do that to the goalkeeper because it's gonna get called back.
Right.
But Alisson messes up. Haaland turns up. He finishes, and he becomes the fastest player to score 50 goals in the EPL. And it took what was it? Andy Cole, 17 more games to reach that. But not only that, Haaland, fastest player to score 50 goals in the Bundesliga. Fastest player to score 40 goals in Champions League.
He's already in the top 20 for Champions League.
And look at that, bro. He's not stopping anytime soon. And he's playing for one of the best teams in the world. And never mind if he ends up leaving and goes to Real Madrid and links up with Jude Bellingham, which he's going off.
He scored again today.
Yeah, he did.
the guy's outrageous. But this is not a Jude Bellingham
you know
show.
where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
He's one of the best forwards in the world, and it's hard to contain the guy, He's going to probably get a goal each game. And if he doesn't, you did a good job.
And that's the thing. The standards for him are so incredibly high. We're we're expecting 35, 40 goals a game in the league from him, which we really haven't seen from anybody. Really nobody. He broke the record last year.
Yeah.
Like this year, he's breaking more records. 50 goals in 48 matches in the EPL. Like you said, 17 earlier than Andy Cole.
He was a good striker too.
He's phenomenal. He's a legend in the EPL. But Haaland, he's gonna go down no matter how long he stays in the EPL. I think he'll always be. I don't know.
You think he'll be deemed as like top 3 strikers?
It's tough.
He would have to be.
It really depends.
If you break a record, you gotta be up there, bro.
But Luis Suarez broke a record.
I feel
consider
it.
him top 3. It really depends on how long he stays in the EPL.
If you talk about season, all right, that's different. But when you talk about like the time there, that could be a different conversation as well.
Right. When I think about top 3 EPL all time, I think I have to put longevity, performances, not just one season. Because if I just look at one season, maybe Luis Suarez had the best season ever. Missing, 7 games and still scoring 31, 32 goals?
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, his numbers were crazy that year. Yeah.
It's going to come down to longevity. If he stays there 5 seasons, I think he can really come into the conversation with the top strikers ever in the EPL.
Yeah.
And 5 years isn't a lot.
But you got to be honest, though. He's probably been the best to play in the EPL.
Yeah, I would say the best striker I've seen in the EPL.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's outrageous. But it wasn't. I mean, I thought it would be a little bit more into the game, a little bit more excitement. But like I said, it was more of a tactical game plan, a clash between the two managers, who can outsmart who, which they've been trying to do for years.
Yeah, there was, at some points, Trent did come in the middle, but he was more so wide, and I think that was just because how everything was jam-packed in the middle. But first half, not the best play from Liverpool.
What are your thoughts on McAllister, bro? He's still playing in the 6. Did you see him really perform well, or is he a little struggling, or just maybe out of position?
I think he played pretty good, but obviously that's not the spot where he needs to be at. And I think he's doing good for a guy that's playing out of position. And regardless if he's not doing the best of his ability, you gotta commend him. Yo, you're doing this for this time, man.
Yeah.
While Liverpool's on the look for a new defensive midfielder, so I'm happy with his performance. And like I said, first half wasn't the best for Liverpool, but going on to the second half, I was happy about the performance. Gakpo coming in, Diaz coming in, they look pretty good. Jota having to come off because now he may have a few weeks off because of injury.
It said it might be even a little bit longer than that.
See, now that disappoints me, man. I mean, the guy's been doing good. He gets injured, he got to come back. It's the inconsistency, but that's why we have options.
That is true, bro. And speaking of that midfield, I really think you guys have a lot of potential. I know you guys need a center defensive mid. You guys probably try to get Endo, see if you can fill in that gap. Might not be working out right now. But if you look at that core midfield, that Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister, that's a good rotation right there. You pick 2 out of 3, either one. Probably McAllister and Szoboszlai, they're more developed, I would say. And then Gravenberch coming off the bench, or if you have to go more attacking, you can put him into the starting lineup. But I think if you find that defensive mid, that'll really solve a lot of your problems, because Van Dijk, despite him getting a little bit up there in age, might have to get replaced in the next few seasons. Konate still looking good.
Van Dijk is doing good.
And he's looking good.
When we talk about tackles and all that other good stuff, he's having one of his best seasons again. But you don't see that because you expect more from Van Dijk. You've seen the best of Van Dijk.
Right.
So now that he's doing good, you can't really see it.
Yeah, 100% right. We're kind of blinded because we're putting the standards so high on someone like that.
Yeah. So that's like Haaland. Imagine Haaland.
Yeah.
He doesn't score the next 2 games.
Imagine he scored 25 goals this season.
Yeah.
We'd be like,
people
Haaland?
also say Haaland doesn't show up to the big games. Dude, I mean, if that's the case, at least he's getting his team there, and they're finishing. Yeah. It's a team sport at the end of the day. You get it done as a team, and if he contributes in a different way, then he does it. You know,
if he contributes by taking all the attention to him to give Foden, Bernardo Silva, and Doku more chances,
and that could be the reason why he's not scoring.
Exactly. So people got to put that into account.
Yeah.
Each player is gonna do the best of their abilities for what the resources that they have, and just gotta finish your chances. I mean, Nunez a little quiet. Alvarez was pretty disappointing for me, but always room for improvement. But I think those are the type of players that will change the game for you because Haaland's gonna get man marked. Salah's gonna get a close eye on him. It's these other players like Bernardo Silva. I thought he was unplayable.
That's every game, bro.
That guy, man. If there's anybody to man mark, is that guy because everything runs through him. He's on the right hand. He's on the left wing. He's at left back. He's at this. He's getting the ball at every single place that you can get the ball and making something out of it, making these turns. I was seeing stuff like he's like in a video game.
Yeah, no, I think he's improving his game every year, and it's becoming noticeable.
Yeah.
City don't use any of their subs.
Yep. And it's funny because Pep is the one that kind of advocates for 5 subs. There's too many games. We need more players to rotate. And he doesn't use any of his subs. I mean, I know he was a little depleted.
I really honestly think it's not trusting some of his players. De Bruyne not being there, Kovacic not playing because what just happened recently against Chelsea. It has to be because of that.
Now they said he had an injury. 2 days after he said he got an injury, but
fake injury.
As it might be a cover up.
What was his name? Homeboy that came from Wolves. I forget his name. What happened to him?
Said he got an injury too.
Injury too, huh? Everybody's injured, huh?
Everybody is in trouble and injured.
But I just don't think City have the resources right now. Grealish being out right now,
he was
like
sick or something like that.
Like I don't know. For me, I don't think City's the same team. But what else can I add to the game? Liverpool used all 5 of their subs, and I gotta say, they came in and they made a difference.
Yeah.
They kept the tempo.
Yeah,
going.
Gakpo made a great run to make that spacing for Trent, and great finish by Trent. Who else came in the game? Gravenberch, I thought, put some energy into the midfield, get some new legs. Liverpool have depth, and I think this game gave them belief that, we can really go after the title this year. We're in 3rd place and 1 point behind the champions. We can really go make a run. Look at the team we have. We have a brand new team, and we're meshing the best we can, and we're only going to get better from this challenge. Let's go out and win this title. It's going to give them a lot of belief.
Yeah, I think they can. Like I said, as a Liverpool fan, I have high expectations for them because I've seen what they've done in their recent years, and I know even when they weren't at their best in the past, I still knew they were capable of winning certain games. Mm-hmm. And I think it's anybody's game this season. City, like I said, don't look the same. Liverpool, people will try to count us out, but the guys we brought in, they're doing their job. And Arsenal, Arsenal's probably for me right now, I think Arsenal has the best chance.
Yeah.
On paper, at least.
I still think City is going to pull it out the bag, but it's going to be very tight. It's going to be a 3-horse race this year, I think, and it's gonna get interesting. I just know for sure my team won't be in that conversation.
Yeah, we could leave that for the next topic.
But let us know who you think is gonna win the league this year, and your thoughts on the game, City versus Liverpool. Can't wait till the second half of the season to get the rematch at Anfield.
I was gonna mention how after the game, after the whistle, Nunez went after Pep.
Yeah, what was all that about? I wasn't too sure.
I guess he probably held this in for a while, and there was a time that Pep and City beat us 4-1, and I guess Pep went to Tsimikas. So it was like, you like that goal? Did you like that goal? And that's why Nunez came back and asked him if he liked the goal that we scored. But Klopp stops it. After, you know what I love about it, though? Klopp stops it, and then they asked Pep, what happened there? He goes, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. But you know why he said that? Because he respects Liverpool and Klopp.
Yeah.
Klopp goes on to say he didn't know what was happening. He couldn't even understand. He just wanted them to stop because he loves the both of them.
Yeah, I saw that.
That right there is the dopest thing a manager could say about another manager that's successful and has been winning countless titles.
and not robbing, but kind of taking the title away from you, earning it.
Yep.
Like you said, couple.
He could have been
for
bitter
1 point.
about it and
Yeah.
all that, but
And like I said in the beginning, they have a mutual respect for each other. It's been like that since the Bayern Dortmund days.
the Champions Leagues recently,
Champions
the
Leagues.
only Champions League they haven't, either one of them didn't go to was the one with PSG and Bayern. That was 2019 and 2020,
Yeah,
I
the COVID
believe.
season, yeah.
But after that, I know Liverpool lost a couple, but they still made it to the final. City, they made it to a couple. They lost one and won one, but
Right.
that just shows how good these teams have been for this amount of time.
And pushing each other to get even better and leveling up in a sense, and to adapt to anything that's going on. Because if you look at the past 6 years, it's been a fun ride, and it looks like Liverpool are back on that track to put more pressure on City.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.